Hi, y'all. I know it's kind of mid-semester, but I have decided to adjust the service learning project. Before you panic, it is, I think, definitely in your favor. It's not a ton, but it's going to open things up for you before or in the way that we do it. Anyway, so to give you a little bit of a backstory on why this is happening, this project is something that a lot of other communication instructors do, and service learning can even be intertwined into any other subject. So you might have like a history professor that does some type of service learning component. This is not my project. This is my second semester. I'm just being honest with you. This is my second semester doing this specific project, but I started doing it because I love it. I believe in it, and I think it's a great opportunity for students to get involved with their community. So, with that, I was speaking to my department chair, and long story short, she ended up looking at my project and suggested a few things. So I do have her blessing on changing this kind of mid-semester. It is in our syllabi that we have the right, that it is a tentative syllabus. So keep that in mind. Again, this isn't huge. I feel like I'm playing this up, but I just want to give you the backstory if you're confused. So you look at the screen. The biggest thing, y'all, is, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. The two biggest things and only things that I'm changing are number one, well, I guess three. Okay, number one, before you had to be volunteering with the people you are helping. But after talking to my department chair and after working with the service learning coordinator at ACC, who happens to be a communication professor, they kind of gave me the insight of like, well, sometimes that's hard. And especially with COVID, I mean, I know a lot of places aren't even accepting volunteers because of COVID. So I am now opening it up to where as long as you are communicating with human beings, that is fine. What do I mean by that? So before, like I said, you had to volunteer to where you are interacting with the people that you are helping. Now I have decided to open it up to where I understand that sometimes we volunteer. So let me give you an example. If you are working at the food bank, I understand if you're, stocking shelves or whatever, you might not be interacting, probably won't be interacting with the people that are receiving the help from the food bank. But you can now do that because you are still interacting with other volunteers. Okay. Now, where this draws the line is this is a human communication class. I would strongly argue, I have a dog. She communicates with me every day. I know that animals can communicate, but this is a human communication class. So be careful if you volunteer at like an animal shelter, you need to be volunteering with other human beings. If you're just cleaning out cages by yourself, that is not going to work for this project. Okay, that's number one. Number two is I have decided to forego the requirement of documentation. Okay, so as you see on the page, I added a question, B, tell a story, or not added, I mean, I really just changed, kind of reworded that second question, okay? So the reason I have this highlighted is because without the documentation, I had to kind of adjust the point breakdown. Why did I get rid of the documentation? I found out that some other instructors, and this was up to me, I had the right to keep the documentation or get rid of it, but I chose to get rid of it, like I said, after meeting with the coordinator and my department chair, because I feel like just honor system is easier. And I've also volunteered places and I get it. It's like you go there and you're trying to find out who's in charge and you just kind of get to work and then you leave and it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot to get this signed. I don't want that to be a huge stressor for y'all. Now, I know that this might seem like the integrity of actually doing the project is gone. And the way I see it, y'all, I'm going to be completely honest with you, is if someone is going to lie about volunteering to help the community, they have karma coming to them in a way that I can't, right? Like same thing, I used to require documentation for like a death in the family if a student needed to turn something in because, around final time, a lot of grandparents and aunts die. But then I realized, you know what? It's just not worth it. If someone's going to lie about a death in the family, they're going to have to answer for that, whether you believe in karma, whether you are religious, whatever it is. So, and I say that tongue in cheek, that is not a threat. But so, with that, if you choose, so you don't need to get documentation for option 1. So what that does for option 2 is you no longer, and I just erased it, you no longer need, if you choose option 2, the random acts of kindness, you no longer need to fill out the table with everything that you did. Okay. Now, before I end this, I want to emphasize if you have already written the paper and you have already started on it, please email me as soon as possible so that I know, because I don't want you to do double the work. You are just going to do the reflection like you originally did, okay, with that same question. Okay. The whole point of this is not for you to do double the work, for you to go back and like, oh, well, now that she changed it, now I need to redo the paper. No, 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 no. I do not want that. Okay. So if you have any questions about this, everything else is the same. If you do have any questions about this, please, please, please let me know. I'm going to replace this document on D2L for the old one. So the old one won't even be there anymore for you to view. So the document, I'm going to do that right now. So the document will be updated and I'll kind of let you know that I updated it. If you have any questions, please let me know. But I just wanted to give y'all the heads up about that. And again, sorry for the changes, but I do think that these changes work in your favor, or else I wouldn't have made these changes. So I'm here if you have any questions or concerns, and have a good day.